This week I'm pretty excited. I've got a couple breads for you. One's a quick bread, my variation on Craig Claiborne's cream biscuits, and the other's a Chapa bread, an Argentinean griddle bread. So let's get to work.
Alright, we start with about 1.5 cups of flour, tablespoon of sugar, about a teaspoon of kosher salt. Give the dry ingredients a good mix. Teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And I'll mix in 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons heavy cream. You want to mix this well, but don't overwork it. I'll dust my work surface with a little flour. Just line my baking pan with a little foil. Then I'm going to pat this out into about the shape of my baking pan. Cut it into 8 squares. Then I'm just going to brush these with some melted butter. In the meantime, I've preheated my oven to 425 degrees. And I just put these fairly close together. I don't space them out too much. And they'll go into the preheated oven for about 15 minutes. Brushed with a little more melted butter, and they're set to go. We'll start with 4 cups all-purpose flour. I'm using a 1/2 cup measuring to fit into the container here. I also didn't get it filmed later on, but you need 1 tablespoon of olive oil in this too. 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. And a package of yeast. Mix all the dry ingredients thoroughly. And I've got a cup of warm water that's heated to about 110 degrees. About a 1/4 cup more. Stirred that up a little bit, and then I'm going to work it by hand to combine everything. Try to get everything incorporated. This is a fairly sticky dough. So I just knead it for a few minutes. I dust it with a little bit of flour and form it into a ball. Give me just a little more flour, and then I'll cover that with a damp towel. And let it rise for about 45 minutes to an hour in a warm place. Dust my work surface with some flour. Then we'll roll this into a rectangle about a 1/4 inch thick. Then I cut this in half long ways. And then half short ways, and then divide the halves into thirds. So I get 12 rectangles. And I cover this with a damp towel again and let it raise about 30 minutes. So inside I heat up a griddle pan, about a medium heat. can also use a cast iron skillet. I throw these on until they're browned on the first side, and then flip them. They brown and puff on the first side, and then they puff some more. If you're doing these outside, if you have a griddle attachment for your grill, it works really well, or you can use a cast iron skillet if on your charcoal. And there we are, Chapa bread.
I'm really excited about the Chapa bread. It's great. It's a lot of fun to do. I'd recommend doubling the recipe. You're just going to want a lot more. The leftovers are really good. They make great sandwiches. One of the things I do a little different on the cream biscuits is I brush them with butter instead of dipping them. If I was in a restaurant, I'd be dipping them in butter because it'd be a lot easier. At home, I like to brush them. So until next time, thanks for watching.